Welcome to episode 6 of the Dragon Ball Fan Podcast.
Here goes! I need a moment. Someone would drive beyond the doors. My mind a joker. Multiple voices trying to control.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for jumping into the lookout with me and Sky over here. Of course, this is the Dragon Ball Fan Podcast where we talk all sorts of nonsense about Dragon Ball. We're just a couple fans, as the title suggests. No experts, nothing like that, but we love Dragon Ball and we love talking about it. So thank you for jumping into this, whether you're watching or listening. That's right, there are two versions, a video and an audio version. Don't worry, they're live at the same time. You can switch right now if you feel like you made a terrible mistake. Now, like I alluded to, I got my co-host here. We got the Vegeta Preacher, the Twitch streamer, Sky Lances, Sky for short. It's Josh over here. Let's go. How we doing, buddy?
Not bad, not bad. How you doing? I actually haven't streamed that much recently.
I know.
I need to stream a bit more.
I need to throw it in there.
Especially Dragon Ball stuff too.
Yeah.
But you know, they're like $80 for a 6-year-old game, so.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fun, right? You know, you're trying to get like Xenoverse 2, but they're like, oh no, it's just $80 or whatever. The fuck, Fighter Z. How long has that been out for?
I know.
Oh, it's all right. $80. It goes
Xenoverse 2 is like full price right now.
Yeah, like, that's crazy for such a mediocre game. Come on.
I know.
Like, what are we doing?
Anyways. Now, of course, we're gonna be talking about the Dragon Ball games. We're going to be talking about the Dragon Ball mangas. We're going to be talking about all that stuff here on the podcast. But if you want to start now, if you don't want to wait for that episode to come out, whatever that episode may be, check out the Discord. We're going to tell you a little bit more about that later, but we got all sorts of, what do they call it, Josh? Channels?
Yeah, channels.
What are they called again?
yeah, channels. You know, different categories and stuff.
Yep.
Just hop on in.
And last point I want to make on that is that Josh just added in another channel, or whatever you want to call it, and it is where you can put in a voice note and you can suggest a topic or just in general a point of conversation, you know. Yeah. So we're excited to have you guys come in and be part of that, be part of the show. But Sky, what are we talking about today?
Yo, today we're talking about our top 3 rematches we're dying for.
Are you sure?
Yeah. For a second,
are you sure?
I didn't know how to word that right, and then I was just like, oh, okay, brain fog or some shit.
You know what? It happens, man. It happens. You know, Josh got hit with some solar flare, but we're good. We're good.
Yeah. Actually, I could lower that real quick.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that, but that's not a bad point. What we did a little differently this time is we gave each other some homework, right? So
yeah,
I gave you one fight, you gave me one fight that we have on our lists that we wanted the other to like really be familiar with when we jumped in. I want to start with yours. Can you tell everyone first of all what it is and, you know, kind of just start going into it?
All right, yeah, sure. So remember, guys, this is rematches that we're dying for. So these are things that need to make sense in some way, right? I'm sure Mike definitely made sense with his.
Never.
Right? No sarcasm. So my first one that I gave Mike to also watch is Jiren versus Hit. Now, you guys know I love me some Hit, right? I'm a Hit glazer, okay?
Yeah.
Not a preacher.
If he could hit, he would.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I know he's got a dickhead for a head. But come on now.
He's got options.
Definitely. Yeah. Jiren versus Hit. I mean, what is there not to like about that fight? What did you like about it when you went back to it?
What I liked about it is, you know, building up to the Tournament of Power, there were these conversations with Gohan, Krillin, with Piccolo around like it's not always about power and strength, it's about technique and you know what you got up in the noggin, you know.
Yeah. And
Hit is one intelligent fighter, but he's got some incredibly unique techniques, and it was really cool because, you know, we know that Hit isn't even, he's not close to Goku's strength, if I'm correct, right? It's really his technique and time skipping that allows him to get an
Yeah,
upper
I'd say
hand.
so. I'd say in terms of like physical, like in strength, he's
Yeah.
definitely below the Saiyans. Yeah.
He's below the and that yeah,
But
right.
that's not the only thing that matters, right?
It's
Like
not the
that
only thing that
doesn't
matters.
necessarily make him
Yeah.
stronger. Yeah.
And so it was really cool to see him use his techniques to slow down Jiren, to land blow on Jiren, right? And it was really cool choreography. I thought it was badass when he used the move that holds him in place. This happens after the Goku fight. Everyone knows Jiren, he's a big deal. He's sort of a big deal. The fact that Hit is holding him in place at all for any point of time is nuts.
As much as I like Hit, he was so stupid in that fight too. Biggest problem I have with that fight is how Hit's holding him in place and he's telling like the Saiyans, "Yo, leave, get out of here." Why not just say, "Yo, just," and then he goes afterwards. He's like, "Yo, I'll finish him off." Like, bro, you just keep him held. And I'm pretty sure like the Saiyans can push him over, bro. He goes with like some sort of like ki blast thing, and then Jiren grabs it and he fucking breaks it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And then
was
he's just like,
nuts. That was
yeah.
cool too. See, what they did such a good job of with Jiren, and I heard they do a better job in the manga as well, actually. Although the Master Roshi fight aside, they do a great job of really building him up as like this massive power gap. I think they do a great job in the anime as well, though. And I think because, especially like we just talked about, that Goku fight happens before, it really sets the stage for like how impressive everything that Hit does is,
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and I think that's something where, I feel like they foreshadowed it a bit, right? When Universe 11 gets eliminated, Goku says, "I hope we fight again," or "hope we meet again." And Goku has a lot of respect for Hit as well. So I feel like at some point, maybe you get all three of them in the ring again at some point, and it something else happens. I think Hit would probably beat Jiren next time. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot. It will be a lot closer, to be honest. I don't think there's much left for Jiren in terms of like what he has to offer. I think he offered a lot already in terms of power. Like I don't think he'd come back and just be like the big dog again. I think he would be like down the
totem pole for sure.
Totem pole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totem pole,
You know what? And that's kind of how Hit felt, right? Like,
yeah.
First time he's introduced, he's the big bad guy on top, and then you bring him into the Tournament of Power. Unfortunately, we don't really see enough of him in that, and that's kind of how
Kefla
he
had a better performance than he did.
She did. Although I wish they fused earlier, because, man, Kale.
So listen up, Kale. We're just using you for the genetics, okay? Nothing else. Your personality's dog shit.
Yes.
Okay? Khalifa's personality is a lot better. I like how much of a rascal like she is.
I know. She feels more like a Saiyan. In a way,
Yeah.
I love... Maybe they could save it if they explored this whole thing of like, usually Saiyans are confident and they're bold and whatever, and Kale's not this thing. And if they kind of build into like, oh, she's always been shunned because of her personality difference and whatever, they could probably build around that. Be cool. I'd just rather not see her face anymore.
How about Broly versus Kale, bro? Just do it. Just fucking do it.
It wouldn't even be close.
It would be close at the start. The only reason why it'd be close at the start is because we're assuming that it's gonna be Broly who's trying to control his power. So when he's trying to control it, he's a lot weaker currently. So currently Broly's a lot weaker when he's trying to control it, but once he controls it, he's a lot stronger than when he was in the movie, right? Which is below Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta.
Right. Barely.
So yeah, I know, which is I that's the only thing I was not
that
a fan
scaling
of,
was
personally.
nuts.
That scaling was stupid, bro. He should have been like, by the time Vegeta went Super Saiyan God, Broly should have just been exploded into bits at that point.
100%.
Like, I know you're trying to make him canon so he has to scale with like the fighters, but like putting him instantly at like Super Saiyan Blue level was already good. Like that's fine. Put him at Super Saiyan Blue level because he's the legendary Super Saiyan. But how is he still taking those punches and like there's just no way, dude. There's no way.
It doesn't make sense. On my end, I had Piccolo versus Android 17. Josh, you saw this fight. This was my homework assignment for you. Before I go into it, I want to get a word from you and hear like what stood out from that fight.
Okay, so first thing that stood out from that fight was Android 18, of course, because that's my girl. She was in the background. Yeah, she was just playing with her necklace. I would have bought her another one if it got destroyed. Don't worry.
This guy's got you.
Yeah, I got her. So to me, okay, the best part about the fight is the choreo for me.
Yes, 100%.
The choreo is the best part of the fight. It's Probably okay. Like we might have to make a video of this because I might be fucking saying something right now that I'm gonna regret later
Hey,
on.
you know what?
But I believe
Yeah.
it's probably the second best choreographed fight in Dragon Ball Z. And nothing, in my opinion, is better than the Goku versus Cell one. To me, I don't think there's a better choreographed fight than that one.
I don't know, man. That okay.
There's no way you think it's the Buu and the Super Saiyan 2
Kid
Goku
Buu?
fight.
No, not
That
Super Saiyan
filler
2.
fight?
No.
That filler ass fight?
Super Saiyan 3 versus Kid Buu. Now, I will say it doesn't last crazy long, but it's at least like they spread it throughout 2 episodes. You
And
know,
one of them is in like Vegeta's point of view.
right? Which is, in my opinion, top 5 episodes of all time. Vegeta's Respect.
That's a good episode.
Really, really good.
There's like this sequence. I'm also going back to it just to refresh, but like there's a sequence where they're like right on top of the water, and well, the sequence starts with like Android 17 like gut punching him, elbowing him onto the ground, and then it goes to the point where they're just like fucking like going back and forth, back and forth. Android 17 gets like high up again, and then Piccolo gets right under him and just fucking like haymakers him to the water or some shit. I'm like, oh dude, this is so good. Like it was so easy to like, I forgot how good like the flow of the fight was, which is really hard for like an older show or anime to do, right? Because it's all drawn. But like, yeah, that fight to me, the best part of the fight is not no storyline, no none of that. It's to me Piccolo getting a moment that was fantastic because Piccolo's a great character, and it's the choreo that went with it. To me, that really stood out, and also the fact that there was spectators, like they didn't intervene. Like I do not like fights unless there's like an actual reason for it where like someone else also intervenes, like just let them go at it kind of thing. And I like that's not what happened. Android 16, Android 18 are kind of just watching there, and then I believe at the end of the fight Cell shows up,
Yeah.
to suck up one of them.
It's what he does.
Yeah, he likes sucking
Apparently
them
it's what Moro does too.
up. Oh no, but he's sucking up everyone.
He's
though.
sucking up everybody. I agree. I think the choreography was probably the standout. I love when they're trying to get something across and it comes across. And what came across is, wow, these are 2 fighters that are very evenly matched. And that really comes through blow for blow. It's 20 minutes of just back and forth action. The choreography is great. The smack talk was so good in this too, because you have that wise Piccolo with that witty Android 17, and I gotta put here, I told Josh before too, I love that line. I think it's about halfway through. Piccolo smacks up 17 and he goes, "What's wrong? Your batteries need a recharge," or like something like that, or you need to swap your batteries. It was so good. That's good. So all these, like, you know, one person gets an upper hand, well, person, they're really, you know what I mean, one android or Namekian gets the upper hand, and then smack talk, and then you pair all of that up, or group that up rather, with the Android Saga music. Was incredible, and that hits so hard in this fight. Like you said, Cell comes out and it's kind of a brilliant reveal as well. And now he's there, the tension's there, we know he's after the androids. Guess what, they're both there. 17's already mopped up, he's probably getting sucked up, and guess what, you know, he does.
So that's what you would want. Would you want like what, like Orange Piccolo versus current Android 17? That's what.
It's not fair though.
You died.
That's the issue.
What?
That's just not fair. Like, I don't know. This is
okay. Listen, we say it's not fair, right? Like we say it, right? We could say it right now. It's not fair, right? It's not fair.
Yeah.
Yet Android 17 gets put in the tournament of power, and he like does lethal blows to Jiren. People forget he self-destructs himself inside.
He won,
right? Yeah, he won. Like he just does all these things. He does well against Moro-ish.
Yeah.
Well, they play a part, right? Android 17 and 18, they play a part.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, yes, Orange Piccolo should be and he is stronger than Android 17. Android 17 is a smarter fighter than Piccolo. Now, Piccolo is a smarter person than Android 17, but Android 17 is a smarter fighter. So I'm still think that the fight could be interesting just because and you gotta understand something. Piccolo is also beefier, which would imply that he's probably a bit slower. So Android 17 may just be quicker too, so it could lead to some, some cool instances in the fight too. I do obviously give it to Piccolo, obviously, but I'm just saying I do think it could be a bit closer than what the power scalers may say.
That's fair. I will say I have a solution to how we get the majority of our rematches, but yes, I'm sure I'm not alone in saying that this would be an awesome fight to see again. How that happens, I'm not too sure. But moving on, I'm in the dark here now. Everything going forward. So Josh, tell me, what is your number 2?
Okay. This one needs to happen. And it needs to happen where someone, like, it gets to the point where they can't be scared to go all out. They have to go all out. Fuck it, you have the Dragon Balls. I just need to see them go all out, and it's Gohan versus Goku. I need it to happen. I need, like, it's your son. I don't give a fuck, bro. If you need to rip his fucking heart out, you do it, bro. I need a full on just Beast Gohan versus MUI shit. Just hit the fan. Like, if he can use Makunko Sapo on Goku, I need it to happen.
Yo, versus the Kamehameha beam struggle. That would be nuts.
That's great. And then Goku like shit talks. He's like, "I'm your father. Where's the Kamehameha?" He just, nah, dude. You're not my father. Piccolo is.
We'd have like a ruthless Beast Gohan just being like, "Sorry, who are you again? Hey, remember when you gave Cell those sensu beans?"
Take it in how that fight would have ended so much faster, bro. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Oh god, don't even get me started. But yeah, that's definitely like I need to see that happen again. Why it's on the list. I mean, it's on the list because Gohan, like Broly, but not like Broly in the sense of he does get stronger a lot quicker. Now, guys, if you haven't checked out our episode 5, you'll want to if you haven't. If you've already read Moro Arc.
Yes.
But Mike here is currently not a Gohan fan, so this is not going well. Yeah, he used to be the Gohan Glazer, but that's gone. That's fucking thrown out the window.
100%.
Beast Gohan, no matter what. No, fuck out of here. But the reason why I'm saying that is because Beast Gohan has potential all the time, right? Like he isn't a legendary Super Saiyan, but he is a different title of his own. Like he can consistently unlock stuff. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Beast Gohan on how it happened, just because it's an awakening. So he awakened it, but what I don't understand, logically, is how do you awaken twice? That doesn't make sense to me. That means you were locked up again. Like you had to reawaken yourself. Like I'm confused because Super Saiyan 2 was your awakening. So like now you should just be awakened, but like always be tapped into your potential. So be able to grow faster as a fighter. I feel like that makes more sense than just like, Piccolo's about to die, so now I'm gonna unlock a new form. Like to me, that's just like fucking pulling it out the ass.
Actually, in his perspective, Piccolo had died. He was done.
Piccolo had died, which to me is still bullshit because he said he was, because after when he's like, oh, how did you know to use my technique? He's like, oh, I've been training on the side. Bro, come on, bro. Training on you were not training on the fucking side. Shut the the writers just had to put that in there just to be like, okay, he hasn't been just studying ants. He's been doing the special beam cannon on the side once a week. Okay, he's not that useless.
What, this hasn't showed up on the news? That some random special beam cannons are flying all over the place. Come on.
Yeah, like what? Like no, it's just dumb. Like the way I like Beast Gohan transformation. I do. I know a lot of people don't really like the long hair thing, but like I'm a big One Piece fan, and they do like really big like goofy like characters. I'm sure you've seen some goofy looking characters in One Piece.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And I do like that Beast Gohan is a bit goofy on the top side. Like the hair is very long and exaggerated. Which I fuck with that a lot more than just like the simple, badass Super Saiyan, which is iconic. It's great. Yeah. But like if we're going further down the line, I'm cool with the goofy route that Beast Gohan went. But yeah, I would want that. I want Beast Gohan versus MUI. That probably won't happen.
Well, hold on. I think that's really, really cool. We got to see a little taste of it, obviously, in the build-up of Tournament to Power. That was a fun scene. Tien again proved to be useless, but we're not talking about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the one thing I wanted to point out is I hope they do shrink the hair, but I understand the hair because it's beast. It's like the expression of it, like you're
Yeah.
uncontrolled, untamed. The hair is kind of crazy,
And you never know, it could look good in like the actual like animation, not the CGI animation that we got from the movie.
yeah.
It could look a lot better.
It would be interesting. The only issue I see is I don't know how it's a good fight unless there's something really on the line, not for Goku, but for Gohan. Because when something isn't on the line for Gohan, he always gets slapped. It's only when there's like his daughter is been kidnapped and he's pissed off, okay, or his actual father from a Namekian mother, like he's dead, now he awakens, or Android 16, right? So like he has these breaking points, but unless those breaking points happen, Gohan, like he's not in it for the long run fighter. That's just not what we've seen from him. When he's not winning the fight, he's not in it for the long run. So that's exactly what I've noticed. I think but I will also tease that my number 4, like my little throw in, also makes this possible. Okay. But my number 2 also involves Gohan. Now listen here.
Oh no.
It's one of my listen. I said I hated Gohan. I understand what I said in episode 5. I still love you, man. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're just going through a tough stretch right now. But one of the moments that I love, and it might not be everyone's favorite movie, but I don't even remember what it's called. I think it's Broly's Return, when Gohan fights Broly. Now, obviously uncanon, not actually part of what we know today, but obviously something that I think a lot of Gohan lovers do hold close to their heart, because when we saw the first Broly movie, of course, Goku stands no chance. He's blasting Kamehamehas in Broly's face. Nothing's happening. It's only at the end when there's that bullshit, give me your energy bullshit, that works and whatever. For Gohan, like that fight against Broly was cool because he's actually like, he's definitely not the strongest one in the fight, but he's holding his own. And he's using his wit. You kind of see that Piccolo, his true father again, like kind of seeping in there. And, he brings him into the lava pit and he kind of gets him swallowed up. And there's so many cool moments in there. And it felt like a back and forth with Broly. And I think with Beast Gohan, with what Broly can do, it would be really interesting.
Yeah, this Broly. And we kind of talked about that, like, or I did at least just a few minutes ago, right? It's like, you have 2 of the most high potential Saiyans in the verse, right? Going at it with each other. And there's one who is a lot smarter, takes a bit longer to get stronger, but if you piss him off, like his Zenkai boost is just the strongest out of everyone in the verse other than Broly. Broly uses a lot more, he's like perma rage mode basically, but he adapts quick in battle. So like Gohan, basically how it would work is Gohan would need to win that quick, or else it's gonna get out of hand quickly.
Exactly.
Like really quickly.
Yeah. And I think because of what we keep pointing to earlier in the podcast, but like we were saying, like Gohan is not the most resilient fighter. That is not his strength, but that is Broly's greatest strength, along with Goku, I'd say. Of course, Battle of Gods is the greatest example, but I think, like you said, that's a really good point. I say that Gohan has to end that fight quick, but when does Gohan end a fight quick? Unless it's him that's on the ground. That's the issue.
I know. The worst moment Gohan has ever had is almost one of his best moments.
So?
And he's not even that.
Okay.
It's like, no, because that is his best moment.
Okay.
One of his best moments is he's like the only hope left on Earth, and he goes to Boo and he says, I'm not gonna fight you, I'm gonna kill you. And he does the same fucking mistake as he did with Cell.
How funny is that line now?
Dude, I know. He's literally hands in his pants again, by the way, not like hit. Hands in his fucking pants, watching Cell, right? Fucking Kamehameha down to the fucking Earth, and he's just like, and he's like, I should have listened, father. Should have listened. Yeah, you motherfucker. This is why you're like 11 years old. You just listen to your dad, okay? When he says you could beat someone, you could beat him, okay? If he says end him, you end him. No fucking toying around bullshit, dude. Like, you have already showed how much of a menace you are when you like slice and dice all the Cell Juniors. We don't need just beat him, bro. Just beat him. And then against Boo, he's just slapping him up, getting all confident and shit. I'm like, okay, this is great. But is he gonna get the W? No. And then he does the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in Dragon Ball Z. And that is Goku throws him a fucking Patara earring and he can't catch it, but he can go at light fucking supersonic speed, right? Like, I just don't understand. He gets Vidal's bussy all up in his face. He doesn't dodge that shit, right? But no, it's no problem at all for him to fucking dodge the Patara. Yeah, I'm gonna say dodge, to be honest, because there's no fucking way this guy cannot catch the Patara earring. He must have been like, oh, is this like some grenade shit? Like, I need to dodge this. So he had like Ultra Instinct before it was a fucking thing or something. Like, dude, what it was that? Like, whoever wrote that shit in, by the way, fuck you. Like, I'm sorry.
That's
like,
terrible.
I'm sorry, bro. And I hope that's not Toriyama, because Toriyama, I love you. I don't think that's Toriyama. Dude, there's no way Toriyama wrote in bullshit like that when he wrote all of OG Dragon Ball till Namek Saga. Good writing. There's no fucking way on earth that dude wrote that shit, because if he did, he must have been on something. Like I'm sure he had like 3 or 4 more extra Sapporos that night. They're like, like, he definitely did. There's no fucking way you write that
One
shit
too many
in, bro.
Sapporos for sure,
dude. That's like 14-year-old meme writing a fucking story right there.
I think
he has to drop it so that Vegeta can come and fuse, which, don't get me wrong, is definitely better, but at least be like, Gohan grabs it, but then Boo tanks fucking like beats the shit out of Gohan while he's holding it, and then he drops it. That's different. No, instead you have Gohan looking up for the Patara that he fucking threw. Like, you could have made it better. They didn't need to fuse for me to not like it, or for me to like it, or whatever.
Yeah,
that's not why I don't like it, because why didn't he catch it? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
We know it's a good toss, and I'll tell you why I know it's a good toss. Okay, because Goku's out here hitting people with thin lasers from hundreds of miles away. Okay, I know it's a good toss, and we don't have like glasses Gohan yet. Okay, so there is literally no excuse.
Yeah, we don't.
Was the sun in his face? I don't know. You trained against the solar flare. You have no excuses, man. That is
we nuts. Don't have green tracksuit fucking Gohan yet. There's no excuse, bro. There's no excuse.
Actually, I think I think what we could probably call the Buu saga going forward is the Gohan Blue Ball saga. I think it's pretty much.
Yo, he gets okay. Just quickly, bro. Our podcasts are being a lot longer now.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. Episode 4. Fuck it. You guys get more bullshit from us.
More snippets.
Yeah. But like the best part is like you get introduced to like Shin, right? I think his name is Shin, Supreme Kai Shin, like his actual name. And Kabuto, I believe. You get introduced to these 2 cool characters, right? And then they're like, oh, yo, Gohan's like the strongest. We need his energy to be sucked out, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever. So,
oh my gosh, what's with sucking, man? Okay, but yes, go ahead.
So they get his power, all this shit, and then whatever, all this shit happens. Majin Buu comes out. Gohan fights Majin. No, sorry, guys. Fights Majin Buu, right? The strongest person on Earth gets bitch slapped so far, dude. By the way, that is arguably one of the worst ways to lose. You guys talk about Yamcha all the time on Twitter, all the time. I'm sorry. If Gohan's your favorite character, you cannot talk shit about Yamcha after that shit.
100%.
This dude got bitch slapped across the fucking earth. What are you talking? He got bitch slapped into fucking Bambi's forest. What the fuck are we on about here? He was literally Bambi's fucking forest. He woke up to squirrels on his fucking face.
And then we have like 3 episodes of the Kai limping through the forest. I'll find you, Gohan. Don't worry.
Dude, he literally got knocked the fuck out. To fucking to a Disney movie. He literally got knocked to a different IP, bro. Like what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
that's how bitch slapped. They literally, and then he comes back and does nothing. Yeah, except for that one cool line, the great OST when he comes in. Fucking dude, Gotenks had a better Buu saga than fucking Gohan. I'm sorry. Like, oh god, don't even get me started.
There's so much we can say, so much I want to say, but Yes, we should probably move on. I believe now, Josh, we're on your third. So I'm curious to know, get me away from this anger I have towards Gohan and into another world.
All right. So if you had to guess one person I have not put on this list yet, just one fighter, so not the opponent, but one fighter you have not seen on this list yet that you're surprised I haven't put because he is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
you didn't
would
even
that
have to
person
say
be?
that. It's the Prince of All Saiyans!
I'm not doing it. Ever since I got roasted, I got roasted by like 5 different people.
Oh, yeah, now they can just target me specifically. Okay,
true.
so is he on it?
It's Vegeta
Okay.
versus Cabba.
Kappa. Oh!
I got Vegeta versus Cabba. And the reason why I want this rematch is not necessarily because I need Cabba to win. I need Vegeta to beat the shit out of him. I want Vegeta to see his progress. And I think that's going to happen. And I think this is actually likely to happen. Whenever, hopefully, by the way, we get it. I mean, if we do not get this, it's like it's one of the biggest missed opportunities. But Vegeta going to Planet Sadala,
Yeah.
I would love, for Goku to go as well. But I don't want Goku to be the main focus. I'd rather it be like a Vegeta, Trunks, and maybe if it's a big time skip and they go, it'd be cool if Bola went as well, maybe, and Vegeta just shows her where he grew up, well, kind of similar things like how he grew up and stuff like that, his like their race of people. I think that would be really cool. Maybe bring Bullet to that equation. But yeah, Vegeta versus Kappa would be cool because you would get this. Now, if it's like a time skip thing, it would be even better because Vegeta would meet Kappa after maybe like, let's say 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And maybe he'd be a lot bulkier, not some thin ass.
Yeah, noodle arm.
Right?
Yeah.
Noodle arm. And maybe he'd be like, he has like some other form of some sort. Now, I'm not saying he's a Super Saiyan God. Maybe it's some different stuff because, again, he's in Universe 6, right? You never know. And I know they are mirrored, so maybe he went a different route, right? Maybe he's like an ultimate Gohan of some sort, right? I'm not saying he is, but like, or maybe he gets to like Super Saiyan 3 level, but his Super Saiyan 3 is stronger than like Goku Super Saiyan 3 when he turned into it because Cabba was stronger at base value than Goku, something like that. But it would be cool to get that dynamic where it's like, oh, you've trained a lot. Like, I think that's something that Super was missing a little bit, but the Universe 6 brought it, was like the Vegeta versus Cabba dynamic where it was just like a teaching thing.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It was just like a cool moment because a lot of people just look at Dragon Ball and they're just like, oh, it has to be a good fight for it to be good. But that's not necessarily the case. I think you can enjoy Dragon Ball a lot when there's not only fighting.
100%. Yeah, I think when you're diving into the world of Dragon Ball, what makes it unique and special, it isn't just the fights, it's everything that's baked into it.
And I think that's why like we're both very excited for like Daima as well, right?
Yeah.
We'll have a specific episode talking about it more in depth. But yeah, that's my third.
That's awesome.
I really like that one. I don't have an honorable mention, but maybe I will by the time we're done.
Okay. You mentioned like, have Vegeta go. Don't worry about Goku. I think there is actually an interesting dynamic where Goku gets to connect with his Saiyan heritage, and even if like they both get to go, but they go and they split up, it's like, hey, I'll meet you back at 5, and they kind of go and have their own moments. Goku gets to connect with his heritage. Vegeta goes and obviously has that moment that you're talking about with Kaba. I love the idea of them having a rematch where maybe Kaba actually, maybe if Vegeta can't transcend, maybe if they have to stay base form, right? That would be really interesting. Like you said, hopefully we don't have noodle arms anymore, and we have something that feels a bit more like a man versus a man. I think that's what needs to happen as that next time they step into the ring. But when that happens, what that looks like, and if they even give the fans what they want.
Sorry, by the way, audience, if you guys hear my keyboard, it's actually because I wrote something here Michael said that is very interesting, that he doesn't realize it's coming, so it's cool. This is really cool. I wrote it down.
It has to do with Goku and his Saiyan heritage.
No.
Okay, good. Okay.
It'll be cool.
Okay, I'm excited.
Cool. I have this noted down, so when it does happen, we can talk about it on the live streams. That will be every Thursday at 6 p.m. That's another ad, by the way. Hashtag.
There you go.
Hashtag
there you
ad.
go. Shameless plugs all around. This is what you get when it's episode 6, folks. But what I landed at was the one that I genuinely want. I know you want, Josh. We've talked about this so many times. It was the generic pick for me. But we all know we can't wait to see Goku versus Beerus again. We all know.
Yeah.
Right? Battle of Gods, the way it hooked every single Dragon Ball Z fan right back into it was so powerful, so incredible. And I don't know what that looks like. Every time Goku gets pushed to his limits, he we see something new and exciting. And I think that the next time we see him fight Beerus, we're probably going to get something similar to that. So I think that's going to be a fun rematch. When it does happen, I'm confident enough in saying that that will happen probably at some point. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, any thoughts on that?
Goku versus Beerus is definitely interesting. They definitely, I think Vegeta and Beerus have a better dynamic.
Yeah.
But in terms of a fight, I think it's more in line that that Goku fights Beerus just because they already have. But I do see that happening sooner rather than later.
Okay.
But I don't see it happening to the point where it's like there's a clear victor. I don't.
Okay.
Just because I think what they want to do is keep Beerus in the limelight of some sort still. I don't think people want Beerus to go yet. I think
Right.
I think we want Beerus, right? For a longer period of time. So I think if Goku beats him, Beerus is just gonna be like, yo, like, you beat me, bro. Like
I'm done.
Well,
It's gonna go sleep for another 35,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that would really matter. Whereas like Whis is more of an interesting character to keep, or a more interesting character to fight, just because nothing happens whether he wins or loses, which Whis is always gonna win. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Goku has like way too far. Fucking, like, I'm talking about, we're probably like 60, right? We're probably like in retirement by the time Whis loses to Goku.
Probably.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a good one. I think Goku versus, and I really like Battle of Gods is the movie was really good.
Yeah.
The fight, and even the anime wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Vegeta got more respect in the anime version of the fight.
Yeah, Vegeta. Are you talking about when he's like, "Don't touch my Bulma"? Is that what you're saying? I think both were pretty good, actually. They both mentioned that he was stronger than Goku at Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah. That was cool.
Which is also means like when I talk about power scaling with people, I mention this all the time. But I'm like, if Vegeta's rage is way stronger than Goku's, it's not close. Like, Vegeta goes up a whole ass transformation when he rages up. Goku doesn't. But yeah, that's a good one. I like that one too. They do fight in the movie, but it doesn't really feel like a fight. Piccolo actually puts a really good thing in that movie. He says it almost feels like Beerus is training him, which is kind of what's going on. So it felt more like a training session, but like in a very dramatic sense, because it is a movie and you're trying to hype up everyone. Dragon Ball hasn't been around for like 20 years, right? But if they were to go on a full-on fight, like, they would need to do this shit like, fuck it, bro. I don't know where the hell they would be able to do this, because they would need like multiple planets. They'd have to keep hopping around planets and destroying them all. Like, I think that will break the internet, by the way. Like, a fully mastered Ultra Instinct Goku versus like Beerus of some sort, like full power, both at 100%, and just going at it for like 5, 6, 7 chapters. Oh god. I mean, obviously other things too, because you don't just want to see that, but like, dude, holy shit, that will break the internet.
What makes him an exciting fighter isn't the power that he has, it's the resilience that he has. We were talking about that a little bit with Broly, and that's what makes Battle of Gods unreal. It's just he keeps coming back. Even at base, he comes back up. He's like, let's keep going. What was the problem? I don't need red hair. And so I think that would be really, really fun. One thing you mentioned earlier about Whis, that was funny. Yeah, we were Whis 60 by the time, for sure. We're on episode 6 now. If you watch episode 5 or listen to episode 5, we're talking about obviously Moro arc. And before Whis leaves, like, all these hands, because now we have Moro. Actually, I can't spoil much. I don't know if I should say anything, but there's a point where, like, obviously Moro, we know, is a powerful character. That's not a spoiler. And Whis pops up. He's like, oh, by the way, I just want to tell you something. And he blocks the hand with one finger. He blocks Moro's hand with one finger.
It's like in the same thing with Battle of Gods, right? Where like Beerus, they go back and Beerus has like wasabi and he starts destroying planets flying around, and literally Whis goes, he's like, that's enough, and he just bops his head.
Yeah.
And Beerus goes to sleep. He's just like knocked out cold. Just one shot. Reese literally one shots him.
I think Whis is so cool because he is kind of like, they kind of painted him into the teacher role, and I don't know, I feel like they did a great job of like creating this expectation within the fan base, and almost like lack of desire for there to be a fight with Whis. Like, we want to know how powerful he is, and that's cool, but like, I don't know if everyone has a 3 fights I haven't seen that I want to see. I don't know that Whis is in there because we just don't see him that way anymore. We know he's powerful. We know he's great. Like, I know the Xenos are incredibly powerful as well, but like, I'm not craving for Goku to fight them. Maybe we see that. Maybe that'll be interesting and incredible. But yeah, they've done a great job with writing Whis' character. And actually, funny note, that's Alexa's favorite character is Whis. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And understandably so. Really cool character.
Whis is really cool. Yeah, he's cool. And he has like these moments that you do get in the Moro arc too, which I don't want to say too much, but like, he does have like a serious face where it's just like, yo, like, I'm not trying to piss this guy off, dude.
When
like,
Whis is serious,
it's kind of scary. It's actually it's unironically like really creepy to look at, because you get like this person who's like, oh, like, I love ice cream, and but like, if he needs to like get a point across for you to fucking listen, he will like be serious. It's the same time when like he was training Goku and Vegeta, and he's like telling Vegeta, like, do you know why your Goku's lesser? It's because you think too much, and it's because you do this and that. And then Goku is like making fun of Vegeta, and then he's like, no, you have problems too. And he fucking hits Goku like really hard. But like, the way he like his facial expressions when he's trying to get a point across is frightening as fuck. And it's more, to me, it's always more scary when like someone you know is always like lighthearted and this and that, right? And then they just have like a switch. Like, that's way crazier than like Beerus isn't as frightening anymore. To me, he's like he's obviously very strong, but he's like almost like part of the gang. Like, as like a gang. Like, he's like comedic as fuck, which is cool. Whereas Whis is like, yeah, he's comedic, but like, you get like these moments where it's like he is the teacher and he's gonna fucking put you in your place when he needs to.
Can I tell you what my idea is?
What's up?
We need a front to back, not this Majin Buu saga bullshit, okay? A front to back traditional martial arts tournament where, I guess now you say Piccolo can't evolve, but also the Saiyans cannot evolve. Base level everybody.
Just based off martial arts and like skills. Can you use like Ki Blast, because like the Kamehameha was used in the tournaments, but like so what are we doing? Are we just
what are we doing here?
Like, yeah, are we just boxing? Is that what's happening? Like, are we just boxing?
Okay, well, here's the thing. I'm okay with them using it.
This is close.
I'm okay with them using it a little bit, but like, to the same degree that they did in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, when there was like, it was more about the martial arts aspect of it, where then sometimes back into a corner or something, Ki Blast, right?
Because the only issue I have with that is that there are skills where if everyone's at base value, but they use like certain skills, that it could be really broken. So like, for example, Solar Flare, like you can just Solar Flare your opponent quickly, like get up to them quick, Solar Flare, and then just knock them out the ring,
right?
Kind of thing. Which I feel like is actually way stronger than a Kamehameha if it was in that format, just because it literally is an easy knockout. Unless they have really good like sixth senses, right? Which a lot of the stronger people would have. So like, if Vegeta was blind or if Goku was blind, if they were to calm their minds, they would probably be able to still dodge. That's not Ultra Instinct, by the way, guys. Just that's just, normal sixth senses kind of thing. And yeah. But like, I don't know. I guess. I mean, if you're gonna put Kamehamehas and stuff, that ring got to be bigger. Like, that
got to be bigger.
Like the Cell Saga ring, but like 3-4 times it.
So okay, let me ask you this question before we hop off of this. What I want to know is, if you say, okay, no Ki Blasts, no transforming, no evolving, how possible is it to you that Goku and Vegeta don't win?
How possible?
Yeah.
I think it's very possible. Okay. I know it's very possible Vegeta does not win, just because even though he's my favorite character, he is not the best martial artist. Goku is a way better martial artist than Vegeta is. Vegeta's a great fighter, but he doesn't fight like a martial artist. He fights like a warrior, right? He's like, if you remember,
he's built for battlefields.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you remember Vegeta and Saiyan Saga, the way he fought, that's why to me that's probably one of the best fights ever. Just because you get two different dynamics. You get Goku, who's actually fighting like a martial artist, and you have one who's like brutal as fuck. The way he beats down your opponents is like, it's disgusting, like in a good way. It's gross. It's ruthless. It's like, ruthless, oh god, like this guy does not give a shit, and that's the difference. And I guess that could work in a Tenkaichi Budokai tournament, but like I guess the only issue with that is there's bounds, right? And Goku's been doing it his whole life. So I feel like Goku would probably win, but I feel like it would give a lot of other people shine again. I think Tien would be cool. I think Yamcha would be cool. Krillin, Roshi would be funny.
But he wouldn't be Roshi. He'd be who could he be? What's his name again?
Jackie Chun.
Jackie Chun, man.
Yeah. He'd be Jackie Chun. That'd be sick.
Krillin,
Krillin. You get all these cool people. I mean, I fuck it. Add Goten and Trunks in there or something.
Yeah, they're as teens now. They can probably participate. Yeah, give Yamcha some time and an opportunity to get some respect, because that's probably where he would be able to. Yeah. Right.
No, for sure.
You get to create a lot of those rematches, and I'll let you jump in here, but like, you get to see probably 17 versus Piccolo. You probably get to see Tien versus Roshi. You probably get to see, I don't know about Broly and Gohan, because Broly you can't control his shit. But for a lot of these, I mean, maybe Vegeta and Buu, who knows? But like, a lot of these all of a sudden become possible. Whereas outside of this tournament, like, where are you going to get it where they genuinely want to win?
Yeah, no, for sure. I do think there are some other people who would probably not be able to participate, just because I think it'd be too. I think they would probably win, and that'd be like Android 17 and 18, just because there's no transformation for them. They literally have unlimited energy. They're pretty good fighters, and them at base value is already stronger than like Super Saiyan, Goku, Vegeta. So it is really tough. Yeah. But again, Goku and Vegeta, we did see at the end of the superhero movie, they are training also in base form. Yeah. So that also implies that they're stronger now in base form. So it's probably still fine as well. And they're both practicing different things now, right? Like Goku needs to be more on the offensive, but be able to think a little bit more. Vegeta needs to think a bit less, but also be on the defensive, because Vegeta's always been more of an offensive threat than Goku has. Yeah. In terms of like we said earlier, like brutal and being reckless. Whereas Goku is a bit of both, to be honest. I don't want to say Goku isn't very aggressive, because he can be, especially when he was like in Kaioken form for like Namek Saga, for example. Right.
Or Super Saiyan 3 as well, right? Like Saiyan 3, the higher up the evolutionary chart you go on, from a Super Saiyan perspective, I mean, it is a rage buff, right? And
for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I think that'd be interesting. I want them to do that again. I think I know most people that I talk to that have even like recently rewatched Dragon Ball or Red Dragon Ball, the OG Dragon Ball, will even say like the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai is their favorite arc of all time.
Wow,
like
that's cool.
Like just in general. And I don't blame them. I believe the 23rd I believe that's the Piccolo one, the Piccolo tournament. I think that's like one of the last ones of the Dragon Ball arc, I believe, because I believe the 22nd one is the one where Roshi loses to Tien. Guys, this is why we're gonna watch it again at some point. It's not fresh in our heads right now. I mean, we both have gone back to Dragon Ball, especially clips and like videos here and there, but my brain's a bit foggy on that. Yeah. But I believe the 22nd is the Tien beats Roshi in the semis, or Jackie Chun, and everyone's like kind of like, oh, what the fuck? But and then I believe Goku beats Tien at the end or something.
And I believe that's also when Krillin fights Chiatsu as well, I believe.
Is that the same? Is that the 20? That's 22nd. Yeah, because Krillin's still a kid.
22nd. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because Krillin's still a kid. Because 23rd is the first arc that it's teen Goku. Right. Goku's like 16 or something at that point, and then after that's when he gets married to Chi-Chi. Then we get Z, I believe.
That would be fun. It would be a lot of fun.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. Yeah. I hope eventually we get like a widescreen Dragon Ball. That'd be cool. Like OG, not the black screens on the side. But I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, it's Dragon Ball. We love Dragon Ball, so we can get down with that.
Now, of course, that has been our personal 3 rematches that we want to see, but we want to hear from you as well. So drop down in the comments below, join our Discord, drop it in there. we want to know what are some of the rematches that you're dying to see. Josh is bent over here. What is going on?
Yo, my bracelet got stuck to my chair. All right, we're good.
No, Vegeta just used the move on you, where he throws the disc and it keeps your hand to the wall or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that binding thing that he used against Goku.
Exactly. Of course, we want to hear what you guys have to say, be part of the conversation, be part of the show. Now, like I mentioned, we have a Discord channel, and Josh is going to tell you just a little bit right now about, why you should join it,
Well, you should join because we are great, okay?
Yeah.
That is why you should join. But in all seriousness, guys, if you just want to, just talk Dragon Ball, by the way, the camera
just completely out of focus for 10 seconds.
We're good now. We're good. We have a ranking system where, the more you interact and stuff, the higher you go up in the ranks. I want to end up adding a Dragon Ball bot. Mike, I actually saw this bot where it's a mini game. We'll have our own channel for it because it's easy to spam it, but you actually can make your own Dragon Ball character of some sort with the bot or some sort, and you can fight someone else's or something. I want to play around with that bot a little bit. I think it'll be pretty cool just to have there.
We are making this happen.
Yeah, for sure. Where people can fight each other or something in the bot. It's pretty cool. It's a cool little mini game you can play on the Discord. But no, in all seriousness, guys, if you guys want to know when we upload to, and especially since in the new year we do plan on putting out a lot more content. Mike was saying earlier, we have the manga coming out too, and he's finally reading Granola arc. I'm getting refreshed on the Granola arc because the new arc is coming out next month. Hopefully we don't get some more Goten and Trunks going to fucking school bullshit. I do not want that right now. Okay. I don't think we will. And if we do, it'll probably be a one and done more chapter, but which is good because I'll give Mike some time to catch up.
Exactly.
And yeah, we're gonna start doing that, and that'll be every Thursday as well. So we're looking at soon. We don't want to promise, but soon we're looking at almost 2 videos a week because the live stream technically turns into a VOD. That's also going to make a lot dude, when we get into the manga, we're going to have so much more content. We're going to discuss it all on the Discord, which is why you should be there. We advertise it all the time. If you guys don't have a link, it's always in the description below. But if you're not following our Instagram, we have it there. TikTok, obviously you're probably here on YouTube right now. But on YouTube, we have it on all our videos, and yeah. Just join our Discord.
100%. Now, like Josh mentioned, we have a YouTube. We also have a Spotify. I think going forward, we will list off every episode at that point in time who are the 3 highest ranked folks or highest power level. We'll call it highest power level in the Discord.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could do that right now.
Let's do it.
We could do our first 3. So the number 1 spot, the GOAT, as we like to call it, the Omni King, Sky Lances. I wonder who that is. Is rank number 1. Then we got 2. It is Brian. Brian with the Goku Black profile picture. Is that a Superstore reference, by the way, Bo? Did you ever watch Superstore?
I did watch Superstore a little bit.
Do you remember the guy that's like?
Oh my gosh. That's probably no. I'm referencing the MOG horns, but now that you say it, it's probably what he was referencing.
That's probably what it was. Yeah. So yeah, for 2 we have Brian, and then for 3 it is not Kaiser. It is not Gentle, sorry. The Unpaid Worker.
Woo! All right, yes. I got one for Unpaid Worker here now. Ready? Hold on. No. Okay. Ba, 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 ba.
But yeah, guys, before we head out, just the Unpaid Worker, please let me speak to your union. You can't be working for free. I hope everything's good there. Yeah, right.
We got to get this man a job at Capsule Corp.
Let's get this guy a job at Capsule Corp ASAP because you ain't working for free, brother. Brother, why did I say it like
brother,
that?
Okay, Hulk Hogan, relax.
Listen here, brother. You are not working for free.
100%. Josh is here to represent you and everyone that watches and listens to this show.
Yeah.
Now, thank you so much for watching and listening to this show. Next episode will be, who knows? we're figuring that out. You know what I'm saying? What we do know is one last time, you can catch us live on YouTube January 4th and going forward from that point every Thursday. So if you're reading along, you want to jump in, join us there. And that's been the episode, guys. So thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on all the platforms. Everything will be linked down below. But we'll catch you on the next one.
Coming you.